How to replace a broken zipper pull tab while making it cooler. Welcome to this video. So first of all, a zipper pull tab is, for example, this thing right here. It's a tab which you use to pull on your zipper. And as you can see on this one, we're lacking that. So today I'm going to show you a very quick and sturdy method that looks like this. So those of you who are of the craftier kind already see where this is going. It's just a hex nut hammered to get squashed, hammer squashed on top of a length of cord or shoelace in this case. And that goes through here. So for those of you who got all the information they needed, thanks for watching. Support me on Patreon, subscribe to the channel. The rest of you can continue watching the video of how I actually do this, because today I'm going to be replacing this. Because while this is easy to grab and has this trash cool aesthetic to it, I want something more subtle. So I got some new cord here and also a selection of nuts, and I'm going to be showing you how I do this kind of thing. Now, there are, of course, simpler methods and different methods. Here's, for example, a different method. I wouldn't say it's simpler, but it's kind of more decorative. You can, of course, go crazy with your pull tabs. So here we have, again, some cord or shoelace, and I've cut this leather piece. I've spray painted it, and on the back here, we've got some knot, which I've reinforced by sewing through it so it doesn't open. I honestly don't know how this still holds. It's kind of janky, but you can do also stuff like this. And of course, you can go cheap and just basically do this. So it's kind of the same thing. It's just a knot, okay? But yeah, it works. But it doesn't look as cool and metal as this version. So let's do this. All right, here we go. I have removed the old tab here, and now I'm gonna take my new cord and about kind of like this, like a hand with a thumb width, with a bit of a tail. Here you can see it better. Just take it double, like this, and in this case it's some sort of a synthetic nylon-ish cord, so I'm gonna cinch it down by burning it. Be careful when doing this, not to burn your fingers and not to burn down your house. Next thing, I need to push this through here, and for that I am going to be using my small flat screwdriver here. Now, your mileage may vary depending on what kind of cord you use. Let's see if this fits at all. I don't know how good you can see it, but I'm just basically fiddling about now to try and squash it in there. Once the first tip of it goes through, it's gonna be fine. And also another word of advice, when doing motions like this, where you have your fingers on the opposite side of you pressing with a screwdriver, it's a very famous way to injure yourself. So be careful doing this. Don't apply more force than you can control. Okay, so it's showing a bit on this side, and of course, with a thinner cord, it would be much easier to do. But it is already showing on this side here, so I'm gonna go ahead and try and grab it with my pliers like this, and I pull, and here we go. Ah, beautiful. So here we are. Now I can reconsider the length of the cord that I want. I have a lot here. I might want to shorten it, but I will do this as the last step. So next, I'm just going to select an appropriate nut. I think, so this is too small. I'm going to get the biggest one that I have. Yeah, so I'm going to take both of these tails and I'm going to make sure they're this whole cord is not twisted or something. And I'm going to take both of the tails, squash them together, and again carefully push them through. It's much easier to push them through this nut's hole than it was to push them through the tab or through the zipper, sorry. So here I can even grab them with my nails. Beautiful. Okay, so that was the hardest part, really. It's a very, very simple method. What I'm going to do now is just hammer down on the nut. But first I'm going to select the length of how long I want my pull tab to be. And I think about like this is fine for me. And I'm going to just leave the nut here. And now I have it on my well, let's call it anvil, and here is my hammer. Important thing right now is, besides not smacking your fingers, which is, by the way, why more length of cord helps. I can kind of hold this in place with my fingers far away from it, but I really don't need to hold it at all. Important part here is to not overdo it or underdo it. If you overdo it or do it too aggressively in one go, you might break the nut. It also depends on what steel the nut is made of. If you underdo it, the nut will just slide off. So let's give it a few whacks. And here it's bugging off. That's one tough nut. I'm gonna have to use more force. Okay, so it traveled a bit, which lets us know it's not done yet, but as you see, it's already starting to look squashed. But we are not done yet. Still not done. Okay, so now it has really an oblong shape, and at this point I believe now it's still moving a bit. Let's give it a few more. Now this seemed to be high quality steel and also thick nut. On this other one here it was a much lower quality steel and a smaller nut, so I needed a lot less violence to get this done. But look at this, it's big and beefy. If you get some sharp edges, I don't have any right now, but I'm checking for them now while I'm still working on it. If you have some sharp edges, you can just sandpaper them off or file them off so you don't cut yourself when using this. This one is fine for me. Kind of looks sharp, but really isn't. So yeah. The last step is I don't need that much tail, so I'm gonna cut this off here. Do not cut it right here. If you do that, then the thread will kind of unravel and it's not good. Just leave a bit of a tail, and to prevent it from fizzling out, I'm gonna just do the nylon cord thing here with my lighter. And I gave it a bit more love here, just to make sure that it creates a nice welded tail. I don't want it too hard though, so it doesn't poke. One last time, and here we go. And of course this step is optional. As you can see here, these right here, these tails I left unwelded. As long as there is enough tail on the other side of the nut, it will hold in place. So that's it for this episode. Again, thanks for watching, subscribe, support me on Patreon, join the Nuclear Snail community group on Facebook. Have a fantastic day and have fun crafting. Bye!